Thank you for joining us today for another edition of Talk Evergreen. Talk Evergreen is broadcast live from the Evergreen Baptist Church at 408 West MacArthur Boulevard here in the city of Oakland, California. Talk Evergreen features interesting people, topics, and points of view. And now, Talk Evergreen and your host, Sister Jasmine Simpson.
Good evening and welcome back to Talk Evergreen. My name is Tanya Sellers and I am the Evangelistic Growth Group Director here at Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church of Oakland, California. If you have not done so already, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe and share this live broadcast. List your city and your state in the chat and let us know where you're watching from, and feel free to ask questions because we are live. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Evergreen of Oakland. I'm very excited to be here tonight with our live audience, and we have very special guests with us this evening. We are highlighting the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Inc., the Oakland Bay Area chapter. We have Kathy D. Adams, who is the chapter president, Cherie Woodridge, chapter president, and Lydia Taylor Bellinger, who is a member and a longtime member of Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church. So we want to first tell everyone about the National Coalition of Black Women in case you aren't familiar. The National Coalition of Black Women advocates on behalf of Black women and girls, promoting sisterhood, striving for maximum community impact, and preparing our youth for a bright future. We want each person to go ahead and give us a little information about their background. Kathy, can you start?
Thank you, and thank you for having me today. Well, I wear a couple of hats. I'm the founding president of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, celebrating 30 years, November 5th, 2025. Long years there. And I currently serve as the president of the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce. I'm not sure how much I'm supposed to share. I also created Powerful Women of the Bay that celebrates women during Women's History Month 16 years ago. That's been going very well. In addition to that, I'm also an entrepreneur. The name of my company is CDA Consulting Group. Look, proud Jackson State graduate, Sonny Boone of the South. They killing it, aren't they? But anyway, I had to throw that in, sorry. But I've been part of this, the tapestry of this community for a very long time, giving back, pitching in when I can, showing up, participate, and taking a leadership role. So that's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful, okay. But you're a very busy woman, so, okay. I know I pronounced your name incorrectly, so go ahead and tell us how you properly pronounce your name.
Once you figure out how to say my name, that's fine. So my name is Shari Wooltridge. I am the current chapter president of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, Inc., the Oakland Bay Area chapter. I've been with the chapter for 20 years. My background has for a long time been nonprofit. So I'm currently the interim executive director for East Oakland Community Project, which is an organization that provides services for homeless adults and families. I've also started my own consulting business where I help nonprofits make a social impact. I've been an entrepreneur, I've been a senior buyer. I just believe in using my talents to make sure that the community is doing better.
All right. And last but not least, our sweet Lydia.
My name, as she has stated, is Lydia Taylor Bellinger, and I am an excited, very proud member of Evergreen Missionary Baptist Church.
Amen.
I've been here for over 30 years, and if you're looking for a church home, see us, because this is the place to be. Now, a little bit about me. I am a retiree from the San Francisco Sheriff's Department, where I retired out as a lieutenant. When I worked there, I worked in numerous capacities. The most rewarding capacity was running the educational program for the prisoners. I have been involved in service organizations for as many years as I can remember. I am a 29-year member of the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, and I have served in numerous capacities with the organization. I have served as membership chair, third vice president, secretary, member at large, parliamentarian, and whenever they need me, they call me and I come and get engaged in all of the activities that the coalition have going on. So if you're looking for a service organization, we are the organization to join. Thank you.
Well, Lydia, if every member is like you, okay, you're the kind of member that every organization needs, okay? I love the fact that you will jump in where it's needed. So that's absolutely amazing. So let's start off by asking some questions, because I want to make sure you, our audience, you understand the mission of 100 Black Women, what it means. There's a it's the national coalition, and then we're talking tonight about the Oakland Bay Area chapter. So my first question, Kathy, when was the National Coalition of 100 Black Women founded?
Well, the national chapter of 100 Black Women, Inc. Was started in October, November 1981. And right now, the Oakland Bay Area chapter was started November 5th, 1995. So we're embarking upon 30 years. Currently, there are 63 chapters that represent 24 states. So it's a growing organization.
Wow, okay. And the Oakland chapter was chartered.
Yes. In Oakland. It was chartered in Oakland with 33 amazing founding members. Our own Mayor Barbara Lee is a founding member, you know, and we remember the tax assessor in San Francisco. We've lost a few of our founders, Doris Ward. We still have some amazing women that are still here in the Bay Area, and still very much active, you know, in the chapter. And when you think about why this chapter was started, for many years, I worked as an event planner through my business CDA consulting group.
Right.
And I used to work for the 100 Black men of the Bay Area. I got tired of them, and I said, you know what, we need to do something.
Okay. They're going to love to hear that. Okay.
Look, I got to keep it real holy today. So I worked with them for a number of years, and it was just one day I said, you know what? We need a chapter of 100 Black women. That's the quick version. And at the time, I was married. I came and I said, you know what? We need to start this chapter. And my husband at the time, he said, just do it. And I mean, everything just kind of evolved. But what was important, anytime you have a vision and you have an idea, you can go so much further when you have other sisters to stand with you while you're trying to go on this journey. And that's how it's involved. So I am very humbled by being, you know, the chartering president, but I really couldn't have not done it with those other 32 women standing with me, beside me, and together.
How were you able to get these ladies to see your vision? Because I know that it can be very difficult when you know what your vision is and you want to get other people to see the same thing. I know it was difficult. So tell the truth. Come on, tell us.
To be very, very honest, at the time that I started the chapter, I believe at the time I may have been 33. And being of that age, I had already worked with the Northern California Black Chamber of Commerce. I was very much grounded in the community. I came here with an old soul, if you will. I'm a transplant from Meridian, Mississippi. And so it wasn't hard because we were already dealing with women. The women that helped to charter the organizations, now they refer to as the C-suite. But these women were at the top of their game. And I have always lived my life even as a kid growing up, I always wanted to deal with people, in my opinion, that I thought could do more, had more. That way, I can rise on the scale and they don't have to be worried about me. So
I love that.
But they were already leaders in their own right.
Yeah.
When we think about Dr. Diane Howe, remember?
Oh, yes, amazing.
The
yes.
Black business listings. When you think about what she was doing when she was already advocating for Black-owned businesses, and when you think about the indelible mark that not only she made, but even being with the Chamber of Commerce. So I was already working at the Northern California Black Chamber of Commerce, which allowed me to network and get to know a lot of different leaders in the city. You had Lionel Wilson, Mayor Lionel Wilson.
Yes,
you had Mayor, Elihu Harris.
Yes,
and during the time he was mayor, I served as chief of protocol, where I got to travel to Africa and I got to travel to China. So as you can see, those women were already grounded. And keep in mind, I was 33. Some of those women were like 20 years older than me. And some of us are still friends, and one of them is 83 and she still look good. Not Lydia though. This is somebody else. Lydia
not Lydia. Yes.
Like,
okay. All right. Thank you for explaining
She's
that.
like, hold up. So when you talk about that, but I'm not going to be dismissive, because I hear what you're saying in terms of the difficulties that lies when women are working together.
Yes.
And I don't believe in that philosophy, because we would not have a veteran member of 29 or 120. Because it's like this: if something is all bad, why are you still messing with it?
Right.
So, and we have always operated at a very professional level. There's also been a situation where everybody brought a talent. That's how we started dealing with financial literacy. Brenda Wright worked for Wells Fargo 20 plus years. They were one of our sponsors, and still to this day they're sponsoring. So when you talk about unity and when you're talking about word together, never mind what's going over here, what's going over there. Think about the goal. And what I feel is that we were all in alignment, because we had the same thought and process around how we advocate for young women, how we bridge the gap, and how we create those opportunities where they can see, in some sense, what they will be and have something to look at. You are not a victim of your environment when you're out there. Listen, it doesn't matter where you come from, but when it's a village like this and coming together, and while we're in the house of the Lord, you can do everything with God, and as long as that in your center, you bound to win.
Amen. I love it. Absolutely. I love it. Now I'm going to switch over to Lydia real quick. Lydia, what made you want to become a member of the Oakland chapter?
Well, as I stated, I've always been engaged in service projects or service organizations. It has been instilled in me all my life to give back. So at the time, I still am, a member of the Lions organization, which is one of the largest
Lions organization,
service organizations in the world. And I'm still engaged with that organization, but I wanted to reach out and be in an organization that was steering more towards Afro-American. So I looked at the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Oakland chapter, and I decided, this is an organization for me. This is an organization where I can get actively engaged, I can get involved with young women and be in the neighborhoods where I lived and giving back to the people of my ancestry. And so that's what encouraged me to become a member. And I have remained a member all these years because we are still advocating for Afro-American women and girls. And that's what my big push is, the young people, because they are our future.
Okay, well, that leads us to the question for the Oakland chapter. What are the minimum age to be a member of the Oakland chapter of 100 Black Women of the Bay Area?
So I don't know if there's a minimum age. I know you have to be at least possibly 21 So we do look for women who are in the profession, some type, it'd be good for them working, because even though it's a chapter, it's an organization, and we're advocating, it's not necessarily cheap. So we do have, no, seriously, we do have dues and assessments and expectations, and if you want to grow as a leader, there's expectations that you need to travel and participate in conferences and that kind of stuff. So, you need to be at least a working woman.
And I'm glad that you're so honest about that. You're setting the expectations for people who aren't aware about the dues.
Right.
And we're not talking about $5 here or $20 here. This is big girl dues, okay?
Yes, big girl dues.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
We have our number one fundraising event is Madam C.J. Walker, and we have assessments, and so there's
Yes.
expectation that
You have to have seed money to put on events like that.
Nothing is free, and as we try to make sure that we are helping the young girls, the mentoring girls that we have, or the workshops that we're putting on, that money has to come from someplace. And so, yes, we do work with sponsors, but at the same time, we need to be self-reliant. And so that's where those dues are used for that kind of stuff.
How many current members do you have for the Oakland chapter?
We just inducted 11 new members on Sunday. So we are currently at 52.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
That's wonderful. Let's talk about, how do you recruit? How do you get new members?
So our members actually go out and network and recruit. We do have, every year we have what's called a meet and greet, and we advertise that. We use our social media. And so this is an opportunity for women to come in and ask questions, get to figure out what we're doing, learn about our programs, learn about our fees and dues, and so that's what we do. We have one once a year. It's usually right after our Madam C.J. Walker event, sometime a month or so. Yes, and so we do interview. So it's not just
because
that's
important.
Yes,
yeah.
just because.
And excuse me, it may not be for everyone.
Right. And it's not.
You may want to become a member, but it may not be for you.
Right.
And I'm sure that you all would have suggestions.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to take baby steps.
Yes.
And grow into different organizations.
I think a lot of people think that we're a social organization, and we're not. It is about the work. It is about the mission, because we know that we're in a times where this country is falling apart. And if we don't support each other, then we're going to continue to fall apart as a community. So we definitely are advocating and working on that. So, and we have 4 impact areas that we work on. So it's not necessary to be social. I mean, yes, once you've been in the organization, you make friends and you make connections and stuff, but that's not our main purpose, is to be social. It's about the work of building and educating their community, especially Black women and girls.
Now, what made you want to become president?
So
good question. Okay, I know it's more to that question, Kathy. You laughing? Did you have something to do with that?
No.
Shari was in the organization for how many years? Because you've just been president. What? How many?
2 years. So this is I'm the end of my second year, my first term. Yes. So I have done many jobs like Lydia. So I was an Army brat, and so we lived all over the world, and usually we were the only ones, either in the school or in the classroom. Went and worked at a corporate job where I was the only one. So I came across a young lady who actually was Paula Welsh, who said, "Oh, I have this organization of Black women." I'm like, "Oh my God, so many Black women in one room." I was like, "Oh, I have to be here."
And they actually get along.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they're doing work, and they're making a big difference in the community. So that's how I got started in 2005, 2006. One of those years.
committee for a long
Yes, a long time. I was on the finance committee. I chaired 2 or 3 Manistee J. Walkers.
Yeah.
And so, once you live through that experience, you can do anything.
Absolutely.
Because, when you talk about having 600
Are
people
we
for
gonna
lunch,
get any- Are we gonna get any members after this interview?
you know what?
I think you are going to get a lot more members after this interview, because you know what the thing is, again, setting expectations.
Yeah, let's be real.
They know what they're getting into.
Right.
Because
Yes.
anybody can say, well, I want to be a member.
Right.
But you have to, you
have to work.
you have to work.
And-
You have to put in the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, there's a saying, you get out what you put in,
Yeah,
but more
yeah.
importantly, you're required to attend a number of meetings.
Right.
I mean, Shari's looking great up here with her pen on, but it's more than, wearing a pen.
Right.
And that's why I always kind of say that showing up, participating, and taking a leadership role
Mhm.
and commitment, you're a better member when it's something that you believe in.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
No,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Now, I wanted to ask, okay, so Oakland Bay Area chapter.
Mhm.
So does that mean there's also a Hayward chapter or a San Leandro?
No, we don't. We have 6 chapters in California. So Oakland Bay area, we have San Francisco, Silicon Valley, Los Angeles, Sacramento, and there's one more in down there south. I can see her name. I can't remember what, but she's down in Southern
So there's
California.
6.
There's 6
Yeah.
of us.
Okay.
Yes.
And annually, does the whole national coalition get together for a meeting?
Every other year.
Every
So-
other
and
year?
so in
Okay.
fact-
We can
Tell us
talk
more about that.
Shari can talk about
And
that
so,
right now.
in fact, our biennial is coming up in October 8th through the 12th. It happens every other year, and so this year we're going to be in San Jose. And so we're going to have close to 800 women come from all
Wow,
across
wow.
the country to come in and talk about the impact areas, the mission, the bylaws. We'll get a chance to hear some keynote speakers, see all the national officers and stuff. So it's a really great event, and it's 4 straight days of meetings and networking and learning.
Mhm. Let's talk a little bit about mentorship. Because again, you may have young Black women who 16, 17, 18,
Mhm.
they aspire to be a member,
Mhm.
but they need to be led the right way. So let's talk about your mentorship.
Everybody can jump in at the same time.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. I
So-
see Lydia is ready. Okay.
So
all right.
I will start it. It's called Positive Steps.
Right.
And so this is one of our main reasons for doing our fundraising and for being there. So we start off with girls, in the 6th grade, 11, 12 to 17. We meet with them on a monthly basis, expose them to all different type of things. And then one of the great caveats is that if Positive Steps and you stay, when you get ready to graduate from high school, you're allowed to apply for scholarships.
Wow. Okay. All right. Now that sounds good.
Yeah.
Lydia, you wanted to talk a
Well,
little bit about
I'm-
mentorship?
That's one of the things that have kept me here 29 years. Our Positive Step program, where we mentor girls from age 12 to 17. And it's just very rewarding when you see them grow. And some of them come to us and they haven't been exposed to too many things outside of their immediate surroundings in their homes. So we're able to expose them to things like taking them to the ballet or taking them to a play or getting
Beautiful.
together a
Yeah.
circus.
Financial
And we
literacy,
did financial literacy. We
Right.
even had the bank came in and they allowed us to let the young girls open up their own bank accounts to start getting
Wow,
ready
that's
for going to
absolutely
college.
wonderful. Yeah.
And we have the STEM program
Right.
with them, and we are just doing things. And most touching for me, since I've always been a service person, is giving back. They are learning how to give back. They have done things like collect socks to take to the homeless shelters. We prepared Christmas in July for the cancer organizations where we took them to the different facilities where they were working with cancer patients. And they have created their own little fundraisers. They came up with things that they wanted to do, and they did it. And they, you know, and so they too are becoming advocates in the community and exposing themselves as well as us to various things. They teach us as well as we teach them.
Wow, so you all can tell this is
Well,
a
I want to jump in and do a little bragging right now. One of my who became a mentee, she was in the Positive Step program, Kiana Gums. Met her when she was 12 years old. She's 29 now.
Wow.
She was one of the youngest members selected to our board of directors. Then she was doing all this stuff, and then people stole her from me. So she was working for council member Lauren Taylor. Then she was working at the same time with council member Treva Reed, who's relocated. And then now she's working with council member Rowena Brown. And now she has started her own business, LLC. And I hired her to coordinate the Oakland African American Chamber of Commerce 22nd Annual Business Awards. So she is on fire, and it warms my heart to see these young women. Brianna Decker? Is it Decker?
Bree Decker, yes.
Yes. She works for the San Francisco Foundation, and I was trying to handle some business, so she's been very instrumental in that. And it just warms my heart to see
I love to
these
hear
young women
like
that came through this program. And everything that it just warms my heart.
Well, ladies, we're going to have to take a quick intermission,
Okay.
very quick, while Brother Donald Taylor and Candace, while they both bless us in song. Now, this song is called "The Waymaker," written and produced by Donald Taylor. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we will continue our conversation right here on Talk Evergreen. In the meantime, we will participate in giving, and those of us in the sanctuary will be giving, and you online, you can give as well. They have different ways that you can give right on the screen. And remember, Wednesdays are all of our giving goes towards our mission, where we help supply the needs of our youth that we have adopted in Ghana. So don't forget to give. We'll be right back after the song selection.
Jesus was standing there, knocking at the door of my heart. Well, I asked him to come right on in and make himself at home. Oh Lord, my heart has been broken, I can hardly see my way. Jesus said, hey, you don't have to worry, because I am the way maker, making a way out of no way. Morning, noon, and night, you can call me anytime. Confusion stood in front of my face, saying trouble and madness is on the way. Oh Lord, I'm starting to shake, because I don't want to stumble and I don't want to break. I know the Lord will stand by me and shelter me in time of storm. Jesus said, hey, you don't have to worry, because I am the way maker, making a way out of no way. Morning, noon, and night, all of the time. You can call me anytime. I'm the way maker. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. And if you love me, keep my commandments. And I will pray to the Father that he might send you another comforter, who will abide with you forever. I'm gonna serve the Lord God when is believe and pray. Waymaker.
All right, welcome back to Talk Evergreen, and our guests are here tonight, the National Coalition of 100 Black Women, the Oakland Bay Area chapter. Now, I want to dedicate the rest of this show and talk about a fabulous event that I'm sure so many of you have heard about. I've been to the luncheon, and it is like none other. We talked about women working, and I'm going to hold this up because I want to make sure everyone can see. The 27th Madam C.J. Walker Annual Business and Community Recognition Luncheon and Empowerment Forum. It was held on March the 28th of this year, and it is annual. It's every year, and it is a great, great luncheon. You will network, you will be involved, you will meet so many people, and not to mention the granddaughter of Madam C.J. Walker, am I correct? Yes, I had the pleasure of meeting her one year. So let's talk a little bit about your fabulous luncheon.
Well, I'll start at the top because I was at the beginning. The Madam C.J. Walker luncheon, I had the pleasure and honor. We needed to do a fundraiser. There were 6 women that gathered on Park Boulevard just by the lake. And we said, we need to do a fundraiser. And out of that evolved the Madam C.J. Walker. And we kept saying, oh, maybe we'll have, 100 people. The first year, it was 500 people. It grew, it grew, it grew. At one point, it was like 1,500 people. And before I, as they say, passed the mic, I had the opportunity to plan and coordinate 22 lunches. Now I'm retired, and I'm a guest. Yes.
Yeah, make that clear, right? Okay.
So look, Shara can take it from here, but Lilia Bundles too. You talked about the great-great-granddaughter. We had her, she came to the first luncheon, and I think she came to almost maybe 20, at least maybe 20 of them.
Yeah.
And we co-partnered with her for her book signing. She has been amazing. She connected with one of our members who's no longer here, Akiva Davis Everett. They became really good friends. And even to this day, I am still in touch with her, through a mutual contact that we have, Elaine Brown, her daughter, Erica Abrams. They've had so many conversations around another collaboration. Hopefully they will be doing. So anyway, I just wanted to share that, but it was quite an ordeal. So Shari.
And she is royalty. When I met her, I just thought about the history of Madam C.J. Walker, and to be introduced and to actually get a chance to meet her granddaughter. So that was one of the highlights for me. So let's talk a little bit more about the luncheon.
So the luncheon is, like we said, it's an annual event, and in the spirit of Madam C.J. Walker, who definitely believed in community, being an entrepreneur, and advocating for women, because you think this is a woman who built her business on making sure women could take care of themselves, especially Black women back in the day.
And for those who are not familiar with Madam C.J. Walker, go on Netflix.
Yes, and so
and you'll be amazed.
She was a self-made millionaire during that time. So we take this opportunity to honor women in the community who foster that attitude and those characteristics. And then recently we added in the morning in the Empowerment Forum. So this is an opportunity for 4 dynamic women to be able to interact with usually a crowd close to 200, 250. That's before the luncheon. And then your ticket includes that as well as the luncheon. And then we honor women based on the attributes of being a pioneer, being an advocate, being in the corporate world, and being an entrepreneur. So those are the 4 women that we honor every year. We pick women who are being good role models. It's also an opportunity for the Positive Steps to write an essay and present their essay during the program. We try to do entertainment, we try to do different kind of things to make it exciting. We are down to the minute. Once we start, we are done in 2 hours, 2 hours and 15 minutes. And we tell people it is a lunch for 600 people, but it is an opportunity to network. And then recently we started bringing in a business expo. So being able to offer women who have small businesses to be able to showcase their business. So it's a full round, it's an all-day event. And then when we're done, we get to go up to the VIP reception and drink. So I'm sorry.
That's one of the highlights.
I'm sorry, Pastor. I'm sorry, Bishop. I'm not supposed to say that, but that
You're
is
being
real.
honest, So sometimes that is the highlight.
Because we start
like apple cider.
Sparkling apple cider, right?
I'm sorry, Bishop.
Right, Kathy.
But it is an opportunity for us to really work together and build and we're always looking for sponsors, who have the same attitude about making sure that our Black women and girls and in the community, because if Black women are taken care of, the community grows. And I really believe that, you think about all the women who are raising children, doing businesses and stuff. You take care of the Black women, the community will grow. And so
that's a good point. You're absolutely right. Lydia, let's talk about the role that you played, or the many hats I bet you play within the luncheon. Okay,
well,
the role you play.
All of us on this panel at one time or another was actually the chair of the Madam C.J. Walker Luncheon. So the last couple of years I've been engaged in assisting with the day of the events, the flow of the events as things move through. And it's important because we are on a very tight schedule when we have the luncheon. And so you have to have people in there to keep them moving, keep everybody moving. And so this is one of the areas that I assist with. And while I'm talking about the luncheon, our very own Dr. Williams have also been a recipient.
Absolutely,
at the
Dr.
luncheon.
Sharon
She
Williams,
was recognized as a pioneer. So if you know ladies out there that are doing things in their community and you want them to be recognized at the luncheon, you can submit that information to us, and we have a full panel of people that review all of the applications that come in and they vote on it, and then your person can be recognized at the luncheon as well. So it's a huge event. And the thing that I love most about it is when we showcase our Positive Step girls. And these are the young ladies ages 12 to 17. And they are your hosts for the day, as we are. And they are very professional. They have learned how to conduct themselves in an environment that's filled with men and women for the day. So it is an event. If you haven't been to one, you've been missing out. You need to try. And make
You're absolutely right. You are missing out. I mean, that's probably, one of your most well-known events of the year.
Everybody is in the room. We have our city and elected officials. We've had mayors there. And what's so unique is one of the largest signature fundraisers. And so funds from that help to benefit programs and also scholarships as well.
And we always have keynote speakers. We've had Angela Davis.
And
Judge Hackett has been there before. So we have some of the top people to come in as keynote speakers.
And don't forget Shirley Ralph. She still remembers us. I spent time in LA with her, and I've been in touch with her that long, and that was a long time ago. We had her twice, and I was able to join her with one of our founding members when she got her Hollywood star in LA.
Absolutely beautiful. Well, ladies, our bishop always says, we're not out of message. We're just out of time.
Love it.
Please be sure to follow us on all social media platforms. at Evergreen of Oakland. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this broadcast. Remember to join us every Sunday for our 8 a.m. Express Worship Experience, 59 minutes, followed by our 9:30 a.m. Sunday School class and our 11 a.m. worship service. Thank you all for watching and have a blessed night, and we'll see you next week here on Talk Evergreen.